How's it going, guys? This is Jason Khalipa with KI Athletics in CrossFit Santa Clara. I've been trying to teach a lot of our members about this GHD. The GHD, in my opinion, is one of the most valuable tools in terms of developing an awareness with your athletes, in terms of what we're looking for throughout all the rest of the movements. It's also really valuable for warming up purposes. And so right now I'm about to do my workout. I'm going to warm up on it while I'm warming up on it, I want to talk about a few points of performance. There's three main things we do on the GHD. The first one is what's called a back extension. And when you think about a back extension, what you're really talking about is that the back is dynamic, okay? Or the trunk is dynamic, and the hip is static. So your hip is doing nothing, your back is dynamic. Your back is the one doing the work, essentially. First thing I want to demonstrate is we have two different foot positionings here. The back extension, my pad is going to be a little bit farther than my hip extension, which I'm going to get into in a minute. On the back extension, I'm looking to trap my hip on the pad. So if you look at this extended position here, my hip is trapped by this pad, essentially. I could be a little bit further back. Now, as I move, I'm going to go ahead and purposely give up that good lumbar curve. I'm going to go down like a snake, come back up like a snake. Down and up. The value of a back extension is to open up your lower back and kind of engage the spinal erectors as individual units and to strengthen them up a little bit more. This is going to be a great exercise, especially for warm-ups. We want to have this done slowly, controlled, because you're purposely giving up that lumbar curve. Dynamic in the trunk, static in the hip. Now, if you notice, I'm going to move on to this GHD. In this GHD, I move the foot pad a little bit closer. So what is that automatically going to do? It's going to place my hip more off the pad. In this movement, I'm going to be dynamic in my hip and static in my trunk. As I descend down, I keep my lower back flat and I relax my butt. I then drive. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. What I'm looking for is that as I go down, my lower back is super tight. There's no deviation there. And it's all dynamic in this hip, but the trunk is one unit and static. On the way down, I relax my butt. On the way up, I squeeze it. I know it doesn't sound too technical, but that's the best way to teach someone how to do this. Back extension, hip extension. Now what I'm going to do is teach the GHD sit-up. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take my body, I'm going to flip it upside down. So the pad is still going to be where it placed with the hip extension, because again, I'm going to be dynamic in my hip and static in my trunk, but all I've done is rotated my body over. So now I rotate my body over this way, okay? And I'm in a position where I'm going to be dynamic in my hip, static in my trunk. What I'm not doing is overarching my back. I'm also not having flexion here. I'm tight through here, and my hip is the one doing all the dynamic motion. On the way up, what I'm looking for is to engage my hip flexors by kicking my foot up and my knee down. In the GHD sit-up, what's important here is it's not this slow and controlled exercise like this. Starts to put a lot of shear force in your lower back. Not what we're looking for out of this. What we're looking for is a rapid extension of the knees, a kick up of the foot, boom, which drives your body up. Again, on the way down, up, down, up. On the way down, we bend those knees. On the way up, we kick the knee down, that foot up to the sky. Back extension, hip extension, GHD sit-up. The only difference is here, you place the foot pad closer on there so that your hip is trapped, farther away so your hip is trapped. You're dynamic in the trunk, static in the hip. On the hip extension, you're dynamic in the hip, static in the trunk. On the GHD sit-up, you're dynamic in the hip, static in the trunk. Just flipped upside down. Have fun with this thing. This apparatus is amazing.